Welcome to Harbour House Crabs, where we ship seafood directly to your front door anywhere in the U.S., guaranteed fresh. Your order from Harbour House Crabs will arrive in a sturdy cardboard box protecting the styrofoam cooler inside. Inside the box, you'll find the packing slip for your order, along with a Harbour House Crabs pamphlet with delicious recipes, how-to instructions, and other interesting seafood factoids. Depending on what items you order and which shipping method you choose, your order will either arrive ice cold with ice packs or partially or fully frozen with dry ice. Your order will be securely and neatly packed, just like these beautiful steamed crabs we're going to show you how to reheat, pick, and eat today. To reheat the crabs, you will need to steam them. If you don't have a steamer at home, that's okay. Just use a large pot, add 2 inches of water, and a plate or other kitchen gadget just large enough to leave a gap around the edge of the pot to allow steam to escape. You just want to keep the crabs out of the water. With the heat on high, bring the water to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, add the crabs. Depending on the size of the crabs you order and the size of your pot, you may need to reheat in a couple batches. Once all the crabs have been added, cover the pot and let them steam for 4 to 5 minutes. Timing will vary depending on the size and amount of crabs you have in the pot. After steaming for 5 minutes, the crabs are thoroughly heated through. Now very carefully remove the crabs with a pair of tongs. Now spread out your old newspapers on a picnic table and grab a cold drink, and it's time to pick and eat. You also need a wooden mallet or a simple butter knife from the kitchen, along with some condiments if you like. Some people like extra Old Bay, apple cider vinegar, or butter. Now grab a crab from the pile and start by breaking off the claw and legs, or flippers as some people call them, on one side of the crab. Sometimes you'll get rewarded with a nice piece of meat, but not always, as you can see here. Maybe we'll get lucky on the other half of the crab. Now repeat the same process on the other side of the crab. Now we've finally been rewarded with a piece of meat. So we'll dip it in a little apple cider vinegar and Old Bay. Now let's crack the claws and get the meat out. Now you take your mallet and you hit the joint of the claw with the corner of the mallet a couple times just until it cracks. Then you break it, and there you go. Now to make it a little bit easier to eat, grab the top and bottom part of the claw and separate it, and then dip it in vinegar and Old Bay. These little bites of meat might not seem like a lot, but they add up fast and they're sure worth it. Now crack into the upper portion of the claw, and you hit this in the same way. Try to hit it right on the corner at the joint. Sometimes you get lucky and the meat will come out in one big solid piece. Other times you have to work for it just a little bit harder. But as you can see, with a little bit of hard work, it was worth it. Now we're going to get into the body of the crab where all the meat is hiding. Take a butter knife and pull up the apron and rip it off. Now slide the knife between the shell and the body of the crab and pry them apart. Once you've done this a time or two, it's a lot easier just to use your fingers. Now take your knife and cut off the gills, also known as dead man's fingers or devil fingers. Some people think they're poisonous, but they're not. But trust me, if you ever bite into one, you'll never forget what it tastes like. Now take your knife and scrape out the insides. The yellow substance you see is called mustard, and it's actually very flavorful, but some people like it more than others. It is actually the crab's filter called the hepatopancreas. Some people really love the flavor more than others and will dig up into both sides of the shell like this for it. So now you simply want to take the body of the crab in both hands and break it in two. Now start at the back fin, which is the money muscle of the crab and where the biggest piece and most meat will come from. Grab the knuckle and break it apart from the body. Continue picking your way through each channel of the crab, making sure you do not miss any of the succulent meat. Now you simply continue the same process on the other side of the crab. You can eat the meat little bits at a time as you pick it. Or you can wait to eat until you have a big pile of meat. And believe it or not, all of this meat came out of one crab. And I guess that's probably 2.5 to 3 ounces of meat, which is quite a bit of meat. Once you're done picking, clean up is a breeze. Fold each corner of the newspapers together and toss into the trash. This is much easier if you place an old disposable tablecloth or trash bag underneath.